Hi, my name is Paul Friedman. I'm the founder of the Marriage Foundation, and this is a kind of a fun video for me, but it's going to also have some warnings in it, so brace yourself. This is about creating your own marriage help program, but I would rather call it creating your own marriage improvement program. And there's different ways to do it. I'm going to give you two very basic rules. So there's really two different behaviors that impact a marriage, right? There's beneficial behaviors, and then there are detrimental behaviors. Now, here's a warning. Before you start creating your own, make sure your marriage is already functioning well and you have basics. This is really for marriages that you want to improve. This is not for marriages that are in trouble. All right? So let's be really clear about that. Now let's go back to it. If you want to improve your marriage, I'm going to repeat this. There are two basic things that impact a marriage. One are beneficial behaviors, and on the other side, there are detrimental behaviors. Now, also remember that there's only three kinds of actions. You may not have thought about this because that's our job. So the three kinds of actions are thoughts/feelings, which are under your control. It's your mind, you control your mind, you have free will, so all of your thoughts belong to you, and you're responsible for your thoughts. You're also responsible for your feelings, both detrimental and beneficial. Okay? That means that if you're having, and here's a practical application if you want to improve your marriage, if you're having negative thoughts around your spouse, you have the ability, and in my opinion, the obligation, to stop those negative thoughts. Now, you can't stop the very first ones. They pop into your head, you can't do anything about it. But the second, third, fourth, and fifth, you do have control over. Okay? So that's thoughts and feelings. Number two, speech. What you say is completely under your control. And you could even stop what you're about to say at the most primitive level, which is don't talk. Just keep your mouth shut. Okay? So if you're used to saying something to your spouse that maybe it's along the lines of complaining, maybe it's criticism, maybe it's condemning, stop those. Don't let them get past the gates of your mouth, your teeth. And if you don't have any teeth, don't let it get past your lips. Now, on the other hand, you can experiment with saying things that are positive. It may not be your typical nature to be complimentary, to be supportive, to say loving things, but experiment with that. This would be part of your marriage help program that you devise. And you could even list some things that you want to say. Now, the third thing, the third action that you have control over are things that you do, your deeds. You know, maybe you don't think of your deeds as beneficial or detrimental, but in your marriage they are. Do you leave, if you're a guy, do you leave the toilet seat up? Put it down. That's a change. Experiment with these things and see through trial and error what has the greatest impact and what has zero impact. And that's how you design your own marriage help program. You know, when I first started doing marriage healing, that was pretty much all I did. Was I devised a menu for detrimental and beneficial behaviors. And I would meet with people and I would say, okay, where are you at? How are you behaving? And control it. Now I'm going to let you know. If you are a victim of your habits and a victim of your instincts, and you're in a negative marriage, if it's trending downward, then you may need the program that we have, which will help you control your mind. So here's the danger of attempting to create your own marriage help program if your marriage is sliding. Number one problem with this is that you already must acknowledge you don't know what you are doing, or your marriage would not be in trouble. So depending on how things have gotten, how bad things have gotten, you may be fine just getting one of my books. Read the book, read to each other, and see what you can do using the guide that I've set up in the books as a way of establishing sort of your guardrails for your marriage. And that could be very helpful. Now, the books that I produce, and I have 2 of them, do not give you a step-by-step process to improve your marriage. But it gives you a lot of framework. It gives you a lot of help, much more so than just looking at these videos or reading the articles that I have. So use that. Use the books. Now, if your marriage is in real trouble, and look, I know everyone wants to save money. Everyone wants to use these YouTube videos to fix their car now, to learn how to chop vegetables better, but don't do this with your marriage. There's too much at stake. You know you live in your marriage more than anywhere else in your entire life. So you don't want to be messing around with this. And the process that we've put together in terms of our program, it's so good, it works so well. Don't fool around. Don't take the chance. There's too much at stake. All right, so that's it. Now, again, if your marriage is fine, you just want to improve it, do so. Do so. Be creative. And look, if you're not sure about something, write into our counselors. It's free. And in any case, if you have some ideas, put them in the comments section. I like to interact with people, so go for it. And please also like the video if you like it. Don't be disingenuous. And you could sign up so you get these as I produce them. And other than that, my blessings to you and your spouse, and have a wonderful marriage. Thank you.